My name is Sheila and this is my husband Bill, and we would like to share with you our testimony. We have been married, it'll be 40 years in June, and we've come through some highs and some lows, and we found out the best thing about marriage is when you start putting God first in your marriage and seeing things through God's eyes. It just totally puts your marriage at a whole new level. Some of the things that over the years that we have learned is definitely communication and the words that we speak to each other. You know, you have to communicate to be able to figure things out, to live together, because in the beginning when you were dating, you communicated, and that's how you come to know each other, and that's how you fell in love with each other. And the words that we speak, you know, in the beginning you praised and you see all the good in them, and that's what made us love each other. But as you get married, I think you lose that over time, and you maybe zone in more on the things that annoy you that this person does, and you don't praise them, you don't uplift them, and the communication just kind of separates because you hold a lot in when you don't fully give all. But when God's in the marriage, it's easy to give all, it's easy to be honest, it's easy to just give it all, and the things that may cause conflict, if you come together with God, it just clicks and you work through it regardless of whatever the issues may be. Would you like to add something?
Yeah, the conflict she talks about, you know, I get to thinking about, you know, we got married at a young age, and you might as well look at it like we've been married, been together a big portion of our life, and we learned from each other as we went. We started doing things like I would do things that she didn't do, and she would do things, you know, that I didn't do. And it didn't really start to pull us apart to where our marriage was in trouble, but it pulled us apart to where the love that God wanted us to have for each other wasn't in the picture. You know, it was getting drawn away from us. And now, because we've grown so much in the Lord, and we try to, you know, we put Him first, and we try to follow His Word and understand His Word and put His Word, you know, to relate to our marriage. I start to see us, you know, that all of the boyfriend, girlfriend things have come back. And, you know, she's that special love to me again.
I think one of the most important things too is to go back on that in the beginning, what drew y'all together, what brought you together, and go back to that place. And like, hunting is something that I've grown to love, and that's something that Bill and I we have some adventures, although I probably kill more deer than he does, but anyway, you gonna agree with that?
She ain't changed in 40 years, still telling stories.
We always have a good time regardless of what it is, and you know, we have solved many issues within our family, or talked about it, talked to God inside that shooting house, and it's just kind of an excitement to be able to go when we get the opportunity to go hunt. It's just like something we just do every day. We wear ourselves out. Every chance we get, we go, and it's just not so much going hunting, it's the time that we be able to spend together, just sit beside each other with no distractions, you know, just nature and me and him and God.
Me and Sheila hunted together when we first got married. Actually, a little bit before we got married, we hunted together, but then when we got married, that hunting sort of stopped. Well, now we're back to where, you know, and I know the Lord has allowed us this time to get back together and use our hunting to draw us back to each other, because we go hunting now, and it doesn't matter what happens, whether we see anything, kill anything, it's just an enjoyable day. You know, it's one of the, you know, you leave out of where you're at and you're walking out to go back to the vehicle, and you're thinking, this has been one of the best days. You know, I mean, and that's what it is. It's God's love. You know, your children are a big part of every marriage, and they're a special part of every marriage. But you still have to, even with the children, you communicate. The communication's so important, you know, where you can communicate with each other. The way the world is now, we work and you know, it just don't seem like we have any time, but we've learned to make time. We've prayed about it, and God has given us time, and our time that we, you know, have mainly is when we hunt. Not the rest of our life, you know, the rest of what goes on around us, we still have time for each other, but the hunting is the time that we spend where it's just me and her and God and what God created. You know, you have to forget a lot of the past and get past it, because a lot of the past will drag you back down. I prayed about that. I'm sure Sheila prayed about that. And God gave us the peace to forget a lot of that and to get away from that and to look to the future and to know that, you know, He put us together. I'll never ever think that we weren't put together by God. You know, He created us, but I think He put me and Sheila together, and He blessed that marriage. And as we grew the way He wanted us to be, the blessings just become to be more and more and more. And now He's allowing us, you know, or we're enjoying the blessings. You know, we're seeing, yeah, we made mistakes, but are the mistakes important? You know, we're still together, we still love each other. Our children are doing fine, our grandchildren are doing fine. So I know He's blessing us, you know, and we're growing. We're growing in Him, so I know the blessings are there. And I look forward to the hope and the more blessings that's coming.
And finance in a marriage is, it can make you or break you. And I've always heard that, you know, tithe, but when you're like strapped down to every penny spent on bills and you're thinking, there's no way I can tithe, you know, and people say, it may not work out on paper, but if you tithe, you're gonna have the money to do what you need to do. And when me and Bill finally did that, God took control, and He totally, on paper it didn't add up, but we never did without. We always had what we needed. Our bills was always paid.
You know, He told us in His Word that He's going to take care of us. I've seen it. I'm living proof of it, that He takes care of us like He said. And you know, and what we have to do is simple. Really, what we have to do is the most simple part of all of it. You know, is just to do what His Word says. And ever since we've been doing that, our marriage has grown and grown and grown, and it feels so much different because you know where it's coming from. You know it's coming from here.
As we end this video, I want to thank you for watching this video, but I want to encourage you, if there's anything that you've done, anything that you said, with Jesus, everything's forgiven. And once you surrender everything you have to God, God will take it and help you work out anything that there is to work out. Once you actually get a hold of God and you get a taste of Him, there's never no turning back. Never. You don't even think about it. So right now, if there's anything that you regret, any lies that you might have told, or anything that you think that can never be forgotten, God loves you. He's always there. He's there at the end of the day, regardless of what. All you have to do is come to Him and tell Him you're sorry, and go from there.
Your marriage will begin to blossom again, where maybe you might have made it wilt a little bit by those mistakes. You have to look at yourself, and you have to, you know, to me, you get each person to get their self together and right with God, makes that marriage very, very, very strong. Love each other like He loves us. That's the main thing. He's wanting us to love each other like He loves us. You know, and it's no marriage that has gotten too far out of whack for God to repair, to take care of. And just remember that hope, and don't give up on each other. Everything will fall in place, and it'll just get sweeter and sweeter for 40 years.